Is your business struggling to stand out from the crowd online? At Webamax, we specialize in turning clicks into customers. From SEO and PPC to social media management and stunning web design, we've got you covered. Boost your online presence and drive real results. Ready to take your business to the next level? Visit Webamax.com. That's Webimax.com for a free digital analysis. Rule the web with Webamax.com.
This episode is brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Every time you kick back with Michelob Ultra, you score big. So why not reward yourself with a nice cold Ultra? As the official beer sponsor of the NBA, enjoy Michelob Ultra at your local Buffalo Wild Wings while rooting for your favorite team during the NBA playoffs. Or pick up Michelob Ultra at your local 7-Eleven store today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Greatness hurts. It's 10,000 hours of hard work, sweat, and setbacks. The aches, the stumbles, the falls. Tylenol provides pain relief for the champion in us all. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand of pain relief and fever reduction. This summer, when greatness hurts, Tylenol will be there with care to help you keep chasing it. That's Tylenol. That's care without limits. Visit Tylenol.com/greatness-hurts to learn more. Use as directed.
True comfort can't be faked. Neither can our strawberries. Fall in love with new Haagen-Dazs New York Strawberry Cheesecake. That's Dazs. Available at retailers nationwide.
American soccer fans, welcome to episode 136 of the USA Soccer Cast. We are bringing you everything about the U.S. national teams, the players, the leagues, and everything else that impacts the game of soccer in these United States. I'm Donald Wine. Thanks to all of you who contacted me about our last episode, episode 135. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Tyler Adams and Weston McKinney. Apologies for the audio difficulties there. I tried to clean them up as much as I could, but what I didn't want to do was cut up the interview because there was some solid stuff in there from both of them. And there is a corresponding article over at starsandstripesfc.com where you could read more about Tyler and Weston's thoughts on Copa America, the national team continuity under Gregg Berhalter, and so much more. But now we are ready for the big tournament of the summer on the men's side. That is Copa America. It began last night with Argentina playing Canada in Atlanta. Argentina won 2-0. In a game that was very sloppy and full of mistakes for the defending Copa America champions and reigning World Cup champions. For the United States men's national team, the tournament begins Sunday down in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex with the group stage. The USMNT, the hosts of the tournament, are in Group C and will go up against Bolivia, Panama, and Uruguay. So let's first take you through the schedule. We have U.S. versus Bolivia. That, again, is on Sunday, June 23rd at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. USA versus Panama will follow up on June 27th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Of course, that hosted the opener last night. And then the finale of the group stage is the big one, USA versus Uruguay, July 1st at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. There are a ton of things that we can talk about as we approach the group stage. The team has essentially been in camp for 3 weeks already. They've had 2 tune-up friendlies against Colombia and Brazil. The Colombia match, as we previously discussed, didn't go well, a 5-1 defeat. The Brazil match, much better, a 1-1 draw where there is an argument that the United States actually should have won. We have a roster of 26 players, and now Gregg Berhalter and the coaching staff must prepare this group for the rigors of one of the best tournaments on the planet. And as we look at the group stage, I figure it's a good opportunity to examine what some of the keys to being successful will be for this team. I think the first one is what we exhibited or what we saw in the Colombia match and the Brazil match. That is a sense of urgency. You have to play every game like you were playing one of those teams. And you have to play like any loss will end your Copa America, because it can. You can't go into games with lackadaisical effort. You can't enter a match thinking that your opponent is inferior. You have to respect the opponent, respect the game, and play each game like it's your last. Limiting the mistakes. Of course, you got to limit the mistakes. And that seems easy. But this is a team that has had some gaffes over the last couple of weeks in those two friendlies, and they were exposed very quickly. If you limit those mistakes, you limit those opportunities for the other team to capitalize and respond. And that just comes down to execution, knowing where you're supposed to be on the field, knowing where your teammates are supposed to be, playing those roles and making sure you execute and do your job. If everyone does their job, everyone will be in position for success and we won't have to worry about them. Yes, mistakes will happen. That's fine. But how you recover from them is key, and you have to just limit them. You don't need to eliminate them entirely. That's unrealistic. But limiting those mistakes will help in these ball games. And then finally, score goals. Goes without saying, this should come down to goal differential in this group. So if you have the chance to score, take it. I'm not saying we should be winning matches 10-0. Again, that would be nice, but not realistic. One goal, though, is not going to cut it. We need to win at least one of these games convincingly. The Uruguay match is obviously one that on paper should determine the group, but it won't mean anything unless the U.S. can rattle off wins against Bolivia and Panama. The U.S. last saw Panama in the 2023 Gold Cup semifinals. I think you remember what happened there. We lost on penalties to Los Canaleros. So we cannot assume that there will be pushovers this time around. Bolivia may be a team that's not playing well, and they haven't played well over the last couple of years, but we cannot think that way when we line up against them on Sunday. We have to play each match, as I mentioned, like we are playing Brazil, Colombia, or Argentina. If we do that, we have a good chance of winning this group and doing well in this tournament. But we have to play each match like it's a World Cup match and approach it with the mindset of being at our best. Let's take a quick break. More on the U.S. at Copa America when we continue. Stay with us.
Want to be more active this summer? Sierra helps you save on everything from swimsuits to stand-up paddleboards, tennis rackets to fishing tackle. And if that doesn't float your boat, we also have pool floats. Sierra, let's get moving. To your local store, like now. Go!
The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is,
"Thank you for calling. Please listen to your list of 46 possible service options."
which is why when you choose USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable. 24/7 online service for claims, access to roadside assistance, and more. All at the touch of a button. Start getting the service you deserve. Get a quote today. Ability to receive a quote depends on membership eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
This episode is brought to you by Bai. It's Wonder Water. What makes Bai so great? It's simple. From Raspberry Lemon Lime by Sydney Sweeney to Zambia Bing Cherry and Palavo Pineapple Mango, Bai has antioxidants, electrolytes, and no artificial sweeteners. So for flavorful hydration, choose Bai. It's Wonder Water. Learn more about Bai and discover all of the exotic, bold flavors at drinkbai.com.
Love, compassion, understanding, grit. Your mom gave you everything you need to support the American Cancer Society's mission to end cancer for everyone. Whether it's by providing answers at our 24/7 cancer helpline, funding critical cancer research, or helping patients get to treatment, the American Cancer Society is there to support people facing cancer. Learn more at cancer.org.
Hey everyone, are you looking for the latest gear for your U.S. national teams, Major League Soccer, the NWSL, or any other team in the world of soccer? The USA Soccer Cast has affiliate partnerships that are ready to help you out. Head to linktree.com/USA Soccer Cast, where we have links to Homage, Fanatics, the MLS Store, and Breaking Feet. You can get the jersey, shirt, hat, or accessory you're looking for to support your team, while also saving some money and helping this show in the process. Again, linktree.com/USA Soccer Cast. Click on the links and get your gear. And we thank you as always for your support of the show. We are back, and before the break, we were talking about some of the keys to being successful for the United States men's national team. Now, I wanted to quickly think about what success means for Gregg Berhalter and the coaching staff. And of course, there's a few things that we can talk about. We can talk about tactics. How do we put all these players in the position to give them their absolute best on the field and have these qualities come out? we all have our ideas about how we think this team should play, but Gregg Berhalter's job is to figure out the combination of guys that he has from the personnel available and what they do well and figure out how to bring that out in them on the field, put them in those positions. If you have a guy who can fly down the wing, figure out ways to get him the ball in space. If you got a guy who's clinical at finishing, figure out a way to get the ball on his foot inside the box. Those are the little things that we need, and tactics will change from game to game. We're not going to roll out the same thing against Bolivia, Panama, and Uruguay. We're going to see different looks. We're going to see some different players, most likely. We'll see some squad rotation. We'll see different subs. But at the end of the day, when these guys come on, are they being put in the best possible scenarios for them to be successful? Because if that is so, we should have no problems with these games. Results: beat the teams that you're supposed to beat convincingly, and then pick off a couple of wins from teams that on paper might be better than you. We'll talk about that more in a little bit, but let's think of first about what success looks like, because I think that's the biggest question for everybody. What does success look like for the United States men's national team at Copa America? Bare minimum, getting out of the group. That's the bare minimum. Top two advance to the quarterfinals. We need to be one of those top two, whether we win the group over Uruguay or Panama or Bolivia, or if we're second. Either way, we get out of the group. That's the bare minimum. Back in 2016, when we hosted Copa America Centenario, we made the semis. There, we won our group, which included Colombia. We lost that first match, if you remember, but we then won the group on goal differential, and we ended up playing Ecuador in the quarterfinals. There, we won 2-1, and then we got smoked by Lionel Messi and Argentina in the semifinals. Here, losing in the quarterfinals to Colombia or Brazil, I mean, I won't mind that unless we get smoked again. Then I'll mind it. But if we make the semis, you have to call that a successful tournament for Gregg Berhalter and the team. You just have to. For all the haters out there, don't say that we don't have the horses to win this tournament and then say we failed if we indeed lose. Because that's what a lot of people are saying right now. They're kind of talking out of both sides of their mouth, and they can't do that. We're either successful by getting to this point and getting to the semifinals or getting to the quarterfinals or winning this whole thing, or we're not successful. I have us winning Copa America because I'm an extreme optimist. And of course, some people might think I'm on something. That's fine. I have my opinion. I have my prediction. I say we're going to win. I can live with that if we don't. But this road is going to be tough because we will have to play Uruguay in the group stage. Again, we could see Colombia or Brazil in the quarters. We could see one of those two teams, or we could see Uruguay again in the semifinals. And then in the final, Argentina could await us. So if we win this whole thing, we will have earned it. But if we barely lose to one of those teams, hey, we know what we need to do to get a little bit better to compete when it comes time for the World Cup. Now, what happens if we crash out in the group stage? Okay, sure. At that point, you have to have the conversation of whether a coaching change should be made. But I think that's the only time that is a relevant conversation and a realistic one. It's not realistic in my mind to say Berhalter out if we make it out of the group or to the quarters or semis or actually win this thing. The road to the 2026 World Cup, to do well there, you have to beat some of these top 10 teams. Not just one, but several. Look at the top 10 that we have right now. Argentina, France, Belgium, Brazil, England, Portugal, Netherlands, Spain, Croatia, Italy. Then in that second tier, right, the top 20, including us, we're number 11, you have teams like Colombia, Uruguay, Germany, Japan, Senegal, Morocco. We need to strive to be able to walk into one of those matches knowing that we can beat them and then actually do so and do it multiple times. That's Gregg Berhalter's job over the next 3+ weeks. Get this team to believe that they can beat some of the best teams in the world and then go out and actually do it in an effort to try and win this tournament. That involves tactics. That involves playing mistake-free soccer. That involves capitalizing on chances to score. And that means playing soccer that inspires the masses and gives them reason to think good things about the state of the program after this tournament is done. And mind you, you can do that while not winning this entire tournament. You can inspire people to say, hey, we're on the right track here. These guys are punching above their weight class. And I think that's what a lot of people are looking for us to punch above our weight class. But ladies and gentlemen, we're the light heavyweights right now. We're trying to punch into the heavyweights. And that is not necessarily an easy thing. It's not an easy climb to get to the top. We're going to have some stumbles, but we have to show that we're improving. We have to show that we're getting better. And that includes everybody. It's not all on Gregg. I think that's the other issue, is that everyone puts it all on Gregg. It is not all on Gregg. It's on the players as well to perform. And the players know that. And I think the players recognize that. I think some fans need to understand that. But it's a fun summer of soccer ahead of us, but it's an important one as we see where we are at as a soccer nation on the men's side. It starts on Sunday afternoon against Bolivia down in Texas. I will be at each of the Copa America matches for the United States to cheer them on, and I hope to see some of you there as well. So let's get after it. That will do it for a quick episode 136 of the USA Soccer Cast. Thank you for listening. Remember to follow us on Twitter, and we're on YouTube as well. Find us on both at USA Soccer Cast. Subscribe, rate, and review our episodes. It really helps and is greatly appreciated. Don't forget, we have affiliate programs with a ton of places to get you the gear you love and help you travel to see your favorite teams play or watch them from the comfort of your home. Head to our Linktree, linktree.com/USA Soccercast to learn more. Click the links to all of these sites and support the show in the process. We have partnerships with Homage, Fanatics, Kitbag, ESPN Plus, Fubo TV, Paramount Plus, Hilton, Marriott, United, and so much more. And we have our stimulus store for some cool apparel. So you got the gear you need to be ready for the summer of soccer. Get on it. We'll talk to you again soon, y'all. Peace.